right, what's up, guys? We are live. As you can see from the thumbnail, we are doing an AMA today with the co-founder of burnswap. And so we got a lot of great stuff to talk about today. In addition to that, toward the end, these guys are actually good friends of Drip Community too. They are going to do 1,000 Drip giveaway. So I know a lot of my audience is super interested in Drip. And I know we're all very interested in getting 1,000 free drip. So there is a little contest. We'll explain that kind of toward the end. But let me bring him on and we can talk through what burnswap is, the utility, how they're doing staking. I mean, it's a pretty awesome platform that's just about to launch. So let me bring my man on and we'll get to it.
Sky, what's happening,
How
man?
you doing, man?
Good, brother. Feeling really good, man. Excited to come on to the channel and spread some more awareness about our project burnswap and give away some free drip tokens as well.
Yeah, it's awesome. We're excited to have you here. How's the weather on the East Coast right now?
It's good, man. It was raining a little bit yesterday, but the sun has come out a little bit. I need to go step outside and step into it, man. I'm out of Atlanta, so this Georgia weather, bro, we get a little bit of everything, man.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. You guys wouldn't like what we're having here this year. We've got probably 6 inches, 8 inches of snow so far this morning, and it's just coming down out there. Ooh. I live in Utah, and we get 4 very defined seasons. Cold in the winter, a lot of snow, 100 degrees in the summer, for like a month. And so it's a big swing. But this year, for whatever reason, we were just getting tons of snow, which is good because we need the moisture, but it's going to flood the streets next week because it's going to be like in the 70s and it's going to heat everything up. But
same with us. We get a lot of pollen out this way. So it's good we get some rain sometimes to wash that pollen away, man.
Yeah, for sure. I used to come out to Atlanta a lot and for business, fly through Atlanta and then go out to Atlanta. I used to build a bunch of AT&T stores back in the day. So I was all over the country. So I spent some time out there. But cool, man. Let me bring up a couple things real quick. I got some questions that I jotted down, some stuff that the community I thought would really want to see and get answered. And then we'll also check out the platform up on the screen and everything. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Let me bring it up. Let me add a screen.
I guess while you're getting that added up, you mind if I just talk a little bit about myself?
Absolutely, man.
Awesome. So
I should have asked you about yourself. We've been talking for the last few weeks, and so I forget the audience.
I know we've kind of got more familiar with each other, right?
Yeah.
So for you guys who are hearing from me from the first time, my name is Matt. I am one of the co-founders of the project we're going to be talking about today called burnswap. I do have another co-founder, my good friend Eric. He's on family vacation right now, so he wasn't able to make it here on the stream, but I'm sure he's listening in. So Eric, if you're listening, bro, love you, man. So myself and I and Eric, we actually met each other in the real world. Eric is an entrepreneur like myself. He used to own a gym that I used to powerlift out of, and that's kind of how we met. And ironically, we kind of rekindled our friendship through the drip chat. I found him on Telegram one day. I was like, man, what you doing in this chat? He was surprised to see me, and we kind of start talking. Telegram and Twitter and stuff, you talk to a lot of people who are into crypto, but sometimes it's hard to find those relationships in person. So we would kind of hit it off like that. And we had a desire to come out with our own project, which we did. We launched our first project towards the end, or actually that was, I want to say September of 22, called the Bandit Project. So this is our second project coming up here at burnswap, and really just wanted to provide some utility to the DeFi space that we love so much.
Love it, man. It's kind of crazy. We were talking before just how DeFi brings people together from all over the country, all over the world. It's kind of crazy how you link up with people, and it's weird to link up with your friends, people you knew from the real world. So it's cool.
Awesome.
Able to link you guys back up together and get you guys working on something, because that's what DeFi is all about. These communities building projects that are trustless and start to pump them out. We can start to change the way the financial system looks and start to benefit the little people.
Exactly.
So here's the site, my man. Let me Let me take a look. I think probably what we'll do is I'll hit some stuff about a little bit of overview about what the project is, and then we'll get more into some of the utility and the staking and how this NFT works and all that. But I think for starters, burnswap, right, is a decentralized exchange that is, one of the only, if not the only, deflationary DEX in the space right now, working for BNB and ETH and all that. So can you explain how burnswap's different from other decentralized exchanges in terms of just the utility and the functionality of how it works?
Yeah, for sure. So, what I would like to point out specifically is that we're a layer 2 solution. So we're starting off, we're going to be on top of, trusted exchanges already. So you mentioned BSC and Ethereum. So PancakeSwap, Uniswap, we're going to be building on top of those exchanges. So those exchanges, everybody's familiar with. There's a lot of projects that launch their tokens with those exchanges. And what we're doing is creating a utility. So we have access to all the tokens and coins on those exchanges. They have their fee that, when you're trading, they have their trading fees. And what we're doing is we're adding a small fee on top of it, 0.5% fee on top of these exchanges. And what we're using the fee to do is to burn the assets that are being traded. So when you're swapping some of your favorite coins, whether it's BNB or Ethereum or some of your tokens like Drip and other DeFi tokens, whenever you are swapping those, the asset that is being swapped and the asset is being received are both getting burned. And then we also have our native token, which is called the burns token, and a small portion of that's going to be getting burned as well. So that's a unique feature that we kind of our base for the swap is going to be using that layer 2 solution to help make other tokens and coins deflationary.
That's awesome. So 0.5%, that's not bad at all. That's solid. So this is a question that came in from the community. So how does burnswap's deflationary tokenomics model enhance its overall utility and the value for users?
So we had a couple of YouTube coverages, and in our white paper, we kind of boast a little bit saying that the burns token is like the Swiss Army knife for DeFi tokens. Because it has so many different use cases. So I mentioned that we have the swap. So anytime you're swapping, you're already going to be burning some of those tokens. So that makes our token deflationary in nature already. And then we're also going to be building out a bridge. I know that's a function that a lot of people, always looking for a solid bridge to be able to get onto different networks. I know sometimes, like for me, I might be interested in the project, but it might be like, such a hassle, man. Like, we're DJing sometimes, and it's like we want it to come quick, easy, and it's, it could be a hassle trying to bridge your tokens over, finding a bridge that'll work for it. So we're going to be using the burns token. It's also going to be a bridge token as well. So you have to go through the burns token to get onto other networks. That creates another utility for it. The bridge is going to have a small fee. It's going to be a 0.1% fee on bridging. But we're also going to add like a cool slider feature where you can determine the percentage of burns tokens that you want to sell for gas on the other chain. So, a lot of bridges, they have like a stable coin. And when you get onto that, like Ethereum, for instance, you have the stable coin, but you don't have any gas. So you're still kind of stuck. So we're doing it where you can, you have to use burns to swap, but you can use a slider feature that'll automatically sell a portion of that burns token and provide gas for you. So that's another utility there as well. And then we also plan to have like a governance feature where as we come out with new ideas as a team, we can ask the community their thoughts, get their input. The DEX is going to be EVM compatible. We want to start off with ETH and BSC, but we're already eyeing some other popular blockchains like Arbitrum. So we can say, hey, we want to launch on another exchange, another blockchain. We're thinking either AVAX or Arbitrum. What does the community think? And some of those token holders can have a vote, and we can decide on that. And move forward accordingly. So it'll also be a governance feature as well. So a lot of utility, a lot of use cases for the burns token.
Love it. Yeah, I love the ability to vote, having the community in to help decide those ideas. Because really, ultimately, what some people forget and some devs forget is the community is your customer, right? It's the most
Hmm.
important. You got to make sure that you're delivering what they want, not what you think that they want. Because I do a lot of marketing in real life, and a lot of times I think I have a great idea, whatever it is, a product or a pathway to get to the product or whatever. I think it's fantastic. But when I actually go test the data with the community, they don't feel it the same way I do. And
Right.
so it doesn't matter what I think is going to work. It matters what the community wants. And
Yeah.
so allowing people to be able to vote and have kind of a governance system and say, hey, we'd much rather be on Arbitrum or whatever, I think that's going to be mutually beneficial. Plus, it makes people feel like they're actually involved in the project, right? They have a say so. Because when they don't, it starts to feel really centralized. And that's what we're all trying to get away from, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And it's expensive to develop things. So it's like you put a lot of time and effort and money in developing something, and then the community doesn't like it. So if you can also save yourself that and get the community's feedback, that makes the project that much better as well.
For sure, definitely. So tell me, we really haven't laid out the details of the team. I know you've told me, but tell the community a little bit about what your role is on the team and the other team members, and just kind of how you put this thing together.
Yeah, for sure. So I did mention that we had a previous project before myself. I'm one of the co-founders. My good buddy Eric, he's also one of the co-founders. So we work together day by day. We really developed a good friendship, and we work really well as a team. So we're talking to each other daily. We come up with the concepts and ideas behind burnswap, and we also have a developer who we've been working with for a little over a year now. He goes by Fear Codes. He's based out of Canada. So he's really great, man. We come up with some pretty crazy ideas, and he brings them to life for us. So we did have a previous project before. Some may be familiar with it. It was a smaller project called the Bandit Project. And so you can see here I'm doxed on video. Eric has been doxed before on video. Fear has KYC'd. We did a KYC with the Sure DeFi for the Bandit project. So these are things that we've done in the past, and that we're also looking to do in the future as well for burnswap.
I like that, and some people there's something to be said about just being KYC'd and all that type of stuff. I mean, I think the more everything develops, people want to see each other's faces, and that doesn't mean that's like the full security, like no matter what, if you see somebody's face or their KYC, that the project is totally safe or whatever, but it does help. And as we move forward, I think in this community, we're going to want to see more people's faces and understand who they are. And, some of these projects will get run more like businesses. There's a little more accountability when you're showing your face on camera and all that.
Right.
I think that's helpful in the space. As much as we like our own autonomy, we're businessmen, and when you're trying to create something great, you're going to have some press, you're going to get seen. So I think it's helpful personally. So I like that the team's pretty much doxed.
And that's one reason I like your channel as well, man. You come on camera and talk about the project. It's not hard. I mean, it's not easy being a crypto DeFi YouTuber, man.
It's not, especially right now, man. It was a lot easier a year ago or so, before we kind of hit that bear market. Now it's kind of tough. You got to talk about some of the challenges and all that. And you know what I mean? You're going to, no matter what you do, as you start to get a little bigger, you're going to get some hate one way or the other. People aren't going to like your token, or they're going to throw some hate out there saying you're just doing this to try to get rich or whatever it is. I get all sorts of weird stuff on my channel, but I think that's the thing. I started up a channel, started recording some stuff, decided to pretty much try to go on camera the whole time. Just creates a better connection, and particularly with YouTube, I think the channels where people show their faces, they end up getting a little more views, because you want to somehow identify with the person that's on the screen, understand what they're going through. If you're hidden behind the screen the whole time and you never show your face, you just don't get that type of personal relationship. And so I think that's helpful, because most of the people that I've established really good friendships with in the DeFi space, I can see their face, they can see mine, and we'll talk in Telegram chats and all that type of stuff. So we feel like we actually have a a nice relationship, if you will, a good friendship or whatever. That's hard to do if you've never seen someone's face and you have no idea what they look like.
Yep. And one thing I actually started doing too, when I'm on Telegram, introducing myself, I do like a voice chat as well. So that kind of adds another personal touch to it, man. Just to let people know, man, you're a real person, and
Totally.
develop that relationship like that as well.
Yeah, and I think when we started talking, we started going back and forth through voice chat. It's just easier. Sometimes you're busy and you'll be typing long messages, and then there's a string of them. It's easier just to record a 2-minute message and get your point across, but make people realize that there's a real person. Because most of the time, the frauds that are out there, they're just they want the path of least resistance. They just want to send you a message, and they're going to spam everyone with the same message and try to get that. So you just know if someone's going to take the time to try to actually cultivate a relationship, that there's a much higher likelihood that they're trustworthy and they're really trying to do something in the space.
Yeah, for sure.
Love it. Okay, back to my questions. So I was wondering if you could provide some examples of like the practical use cases of burnswap, and that's including the staking and the liquidity provider incentives.
Yeah, for sure. So you did just mention staking. We talked a little bit about the bridge and everything like that. So everything that we're doing is to come up with creative ways to burn the Burns token. We know a lot of people who are into DeFi like to make a passive yield. So we offer the staking feature to be able to do that. So we thought, what's a creative way that we could offer staking, but also make the token deflationary. So we are going to be allocating half of the supply to the staking pool. So just a little bit about the tokenomics. It's going to be initial supply of 300 billion tokens. The max supply, we decided to cap it. There's going to be a max supply of 1 trillion tokens. So once that trillion tokens, is depleted, the asset's going to be very scarce. So what we're doing for that initial 300 billion tokens, we're going to be putting half of that supply into the staking rewards pool. So that already is going to be locking up half the supply. Okay. Now, to be able to access this supply, people are going to have to stake their tokens, which is going to be burning their tokens. So when anybody comes into the staking protocol, they're essentially going to be sacrificing their tokens that they have initially, taking it off, taking it out of supply, circulated supply, taking it out the market. And then on the back end for their stake, they'll be able to receive those tokens back plus an additional yield. So that's a really creative way that we're going to be trying to burn half the supply by incentivizing people to stake their tokens and burn
Gotcha.
them.
And what do you think is going to bring people over to burnswap? Aside from the token, I think that's what's going to keep them there with the staking and everything. What's going to bring people over from utilizing other platforms to go, let's go use burnswap? And then once they get there, you can kind of hook them with, hey, we've got the Burns token. You can stake it. There's a lot more options to be able to make money here and other investment avenues. So what do you think is going to hook people as you're starting to do your marketing and everything? This starts to pump. What's going to bring people over to burnswap?
Yeah, that's a good point that you mentioned. So essentially, when we created this idea, we wanted to come up with like a all-in-one dashboard solution. So we are going to be offering things like charting tools, similar to like a deck screener or a KuCoin. So a lot of people use these tools, like you might be on, after a while you have so many tabs, man. You're in this project and that project. You're looking at this tool and that tool. So what we wanted to do is try to come up with a solution that will keep people engaged into one platform. So we're going to be offering some charting tools there. We're going to offer like a swap widget type function on that same page, so you can see your tokens and swap in and out right there while you're looking at the chart. We're also going to be listing different other DeFi projects as well. We've seen a few different platforms like that where you have projects that you can see what projects you're in. You can kind of manage it from there, sort of like a DeFi aggregator tool. So we're going to be having some of those things as well. We want to continue adding after we launch and continue developing. So things that people need, like what is it? Revoking access.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to do something cool, with that. What we want to develop is one that actually you can click and it'll have everything that you're into, and you can just revoke all. Because you have to go one by one. Yeah, man. It's
just let it add all the gas together, 5 cents a piece, whatever, and let me click once.
Knock it all out, man.
Man.
we want to develop tools like that, and that's the whole idea. So even if the token, it'll do what it may. We can't predict the future, how the community is going to accept the token, the value, the price go up and down. But, regardless, we want to have some of these tools in place where people can come over, they can bridge, they can look at charts, they can use other tools. So that's the idea, providing utility to the space.
Yeah, I like that. That would draw me in, because to be honest, I'm kind of almost resent the fact that if I'm using a DApp or whatever it is, or a exchange or whatever, that I gotta jump to have 5 other tabs open so I can look at the analytical tools, and then if I gotta go get a chart, I gotta go somewhere else. And so for me, right now, I've closed a bunch of stuff down because I didn't want it to be too busy before the AMA, but I still have 35 tabs open probably right now, right? Because I got to jump back and forth between everything, and every DApp I'm in has to have a tool so I can see the analytics. And so, man, yeah, just having kind of more of a one-stop shop, make things a little bit easier on people. I think it'll help take some of the stress out of DeFi too, because it's a lot for some people. I'm gotten used to it, but people kind of getting into the game, they don't want to have 20 tabs open. It's already confusing enough to start to learn the DeFi space.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming.
Man, if you can get that revoke thing done, I'm all about that, because I got to go in, and sometimes it's not clear which ones. Sometimes the project name isn't with what you're revoking. It just shows the token that's involved, whether it's BUSD or whatever. And so you have so many there, you just got to revoke all of them, and you're revoking stuff you don't even really want to revoke, but you want to make sure you break the connection from whatever site you're trying to get to. So if you've got an option to just do it all at once, that would make life a lot easier.
Yeah, man, we have a lot of aspirations, a lot of ideas. That's one at the top of the list. So those are the type of things that we want to provide for the community.
That's good. So in your role, so you and your partner, you guys are coming up with just the ideas of exactly what you want to do, and then you said his name is Fear. He goes by Fear. You're dev. Okay, and then so you just send it over to him and say, make this work.
Pretty much, man. He's very gifted, bro. I try to understand some of the stuff. We were kind of joking because you have to read the decimal points. The decimals are weird and stuff like that. So yeah, we talk to Fear. We say, hey man, we come up with some crazy ideas. Sometimes coding it could be difficult. He may bring it back down to life sometimes, but we usually find a happy medium. We have a few, friends in the space as well. They kind of give us their ideas, tell us what, things that they would like to see as well. Things like I mentioned, that slider function with the gas fees. That was something that, some friends gave us that idea. They're like, hey man, there's nothing out like that. We would love if we could just decide how much gas we want and do it seamlessly, so we come up with those ideas. Fear, he's really good at coding those things. Sometimes it's like he has a divide between because we're actually investors, right? So he's like, why do y'all want to do this? And we're like, oh, because this and that. And he's like, okay, and then, he codes it up for us. So we have a pretty cool working relationship right there. He's been very trustworthy for us. He's very talented, man. So glad to have him on our team, and helping to bring our ideas to life.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm a huge proponent of supporting honest devs, because there's plenty of dishonest ones in the space, and I think if DeFi is going to make it splash, I mean, DeFi is the future, and if we can get more honest devs creating awesome protocols, and it's going to give the DeFi space a lot better name. And as soon as it has a better name, we're going to see a flood of outside retail investors start to come in and realize how beneficial it could be, not just for not just for the standard things we like, that it's decentralized and security and you're kind of getting out of the banking system, but it's so early on that there's a lot of money to be made in DeFi. Like in 10, 15 years, right now we talk about certain pockets in time where the real estate market crashed and that was the time to buy or the time to get into tech stocks or whatever. I think in 10 years from now, they're going to be looking back at this period like, oh man, you got into DeFi back then. Like that was the time to be in. So
Right.
I think there's a tremendous amount of money to be made. The problem is we're not getting, there's not really any regulation on the crypto side. And so some of the big money's hesitant. And then, when people go on and they start doing research about the space, every other project's a rug pull. And so they're just like, I don't know enough about the space to realize, which projects to get into. So the more wins we get for trusted devs and good projects, the farther down the road we're going to get to seeing some like real mass adoption, which is going to be super cool.
Yeah, and I also commend, anybody who is in the space right now, anybody who's watching and, hanging out in these different channels. It's a lot harder to grow a community now. So, these people who are here and watching and still interested in these things and are willing to, go through some of these ups and downs. I think everybody will be rewarded in the future. Like you said, we'll look back and say, man, that was a good time to be in.
For sure. I think so too. And you're right. It's like much harder to grow a channel right now. Even, most of my buddies who got in a little bit earlier, a year earlier than I did and started making content, we were in such a bull market there that they got 30, 40, 50,000 followers, just real quick subscribers. And then everything's just been kind of a stalemate lately. There was a time where I was getting 600 new subscribers a month and it's just slowed down because the bear market's just eating people alive. So the core community that's here still feeling good about DeFi and is real positive about the future. I think they're going to be in really good shape here down the road.
Yep, I agree.
Love it. Okay, so the next round of questions I had, because I think I understand the swap and everything, I want to talk a little bit more about the staking because I think that's super important.
Yeah, for sure.
So can you explain to us how burnswap's staking mechanism works and kind of just what it makes it unique over other protocols?
Okay, for sure. So you're going to be able to stake one of three assets. Starting off, you're going to be able to stake either Ethereum, BNB, or the Burns token. Now, something that's popular right now in our space is leveraging external revenue, right? So for any BNB or Ethereum that's going to be staked, we're going to take 80% of that, and we're going to buy the Burns token, and we're going to burn the Burns token. All right, so we're going to take that out of supply, but that 20% we're going to allocate it towards our growth fund, and then we'll use that growth fund to continue to develop and also provide external revenue to the project. Some other DeFi projects that have shown to be trustworthy and been around for a while, we can invest in those, leverage their communities, get some additional yield and help bring back some income to the project. So again, 80% of any BNB and ETH that is staked will be bought and burned in the Burns token, and then we'll take the 20% to use for external revenue. Now, if anybody is coming in with the Burns token, then 100% of whatever they stake is going to be burned. All right, so that really just takes a lot of that token supply out of circulation. From there, there is a 5% staking fee, so you will get you'll get credited in Burns. So if you put BNB or ETH, you'll get the Burns value at that point in time, less 5%. So if you have 100 Burns tokens, you'll stake your stake balance will be 95 Burns tokens.
Gotcha. Okay.
From there, you'll be able to stake between 7 to 500 days. So you have that flexibility. We did take some ideas from the Hex staking model. So you have the ladder stakes with Hex, so you can do something similar with burnswap. You're not limited to the amount of stakes that you can have. So you can't add to a pending stake, but you can have unlimited amount of stakes. So again, you can stake anywhere between 7 to 500 days, and you're going to be earning a fixed APR based on the time of that stake.
Gotcha. So there's like a sliding scale or something like that?
Yeah, similar. So like, how do I describe it? So, sometimes like with yield farms, they have these high APYs and APRs, and you get in, and as more people get in, that kind of goes down. With this, it's going to be slightly different based on each stake. So if you stake, for instance, the highest APR that you're able to get is 1,096% APR, which equates to about 3% a day. Now, what we're doing is incentivizing people early to get this high APR, right? So those who stake early, they can stake, and they're guaranteed for that particular stake that APR. All right. Now it's based on the stake circulating supply. So up to 1% of the fixed circulating supply is going to get that 3%. Now, if somebody stakes for 7 days and they come back and their stake is ended and they want to restake, and now a lot more people have gotten in and staked their tokens, and that percentage of circulating supply has gone up, then the rate is a little bit different. So it's kind of like traditional markets where as the market values and sentiments go up or down, so does the the rates that you're able to get. So we're incentivizing people to stake early for a longer period of time. That might be a little bit more risky, of course, but on the back end, you're going to be earning a higher yield for a longer period of time. And as more people stake and burning tokens, the APR comes down to as low as like 18% roughly APR, which is still pretty good gains in the traditional world. So we have those degen gains for our high risk investors, but as well, for sustainability purposes of the platform, as more people stake, the APRs will go down, and then more tokens will also have been burnt. So hopefully that has some positive price appreciation as well.
Yeah, I like the tokenomics there, and I'm right in between. I like some of the degen plays, with my risk capital, but I also like to be able to park some stuff and know that it's going to be safe for long term and more sustainable. So that's key. So right. when you guys go live, tell me, is there just two ways to get the Burns token? Buy it outright? Tell me how I get the Burns token, or how, I guess, all the options to get the Burns token.
Yeah, so before we go live, we will have a public pre-sale for tokens, so people can participate in that and get some tokens that way. You'll be able to swap for it, so we'll provide liquidity on the DEX, and you'll be able to swap for the Burns token. Or you can just go straight in with your BNB and ETH and get a staking credit for the Burns token in your stake.
Awesome. So this is one that everyone's going to want to know. If they get their Burns tokens, obviously they're incentivized to do that because of the rewards. What kind of returns can they expect to receive? Is it just it's that APR range that you gave up to 1,000? What was it?
1,096%. Yeah, and if you scroll down a little bit, there's a little chart that explains it a little bit more.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, here's the chart.
So you can see this details it out, specifically the different rates depending on the percentage of stake supply. And this circulating supply, what that is the tokens on the DEX, as well as the tokens that are in people's wallet. All right, so that's what the circulating supply is going to be. I already mentioned that half of the initial supply is going to be in the rewards pool. So 40% on the DEX, and then whatever is in people's wallets, based on that amount, the amount of people that are staking, you can see the breakdown here of the fixed APRs.
Very cool. I got to say, the UI work it's just real clean. I like it. I'm kind of a stickler for aesthetics, and so it's nice that you guys spend some time on this. Did you contract out to get all this artwork done? I
was just about to say, my buddy Eric, he's very humble, but man, he does an awesome job. He built this website for us. He's done some work, kind of behind the scenes for some other, projects in the space that people are familiar with. He doesn't like to talk about, it's not what he does, for a living, but he's really talented. And he put this website together for us.
That's awesome. Well, kudos to Eric, man. It's clean. I like it.
Thank you, man.
Let's go. Where is it real quick? Toward the bottom? No, it's up here. I want to talk a little bit about this NFT seed round, because this is really the first stage, right? First stage is you're going to start to launch these NFTs, get a seed round going, and it looks like 5.5 days is when it's going to do it. So
Correct.
How do you plan to utilize the funds from the seed round that come from the NFT? And how do you plan to roll that into the program?
Yeah, man, this is coming up soon, and this is one of the main reasons we wanted to come on your channel to help spread awareness is for this NFT seed round. We did something really cool. So, when we come up with the concepts, it's like you had this great idea, but you're like, all right, how do we get the word out here? So, we start networking. We came across a platform called Sidekick Finance. We talked to these guys. They're really cool. I'm based out of Atlanta. One of their main devs, he's in Atlanta as well. So we just kind of had a connection there. And they actually gave us an idea. When we contacted them, I wasn't really aware of their program, but they gave us an idea where we can raise capital using NFTs, and these NFTs have certain perks, right? And so, we thought that was like a really cool idea because when you're raising capital like this, you don't always want to promise a bunch of tokens, right? So we wanted to come up with a creative way that we could raise some capital. It'll help us, finalize some development costs. It'll help us get these audits and KYCs that the community would like to see. It's going to help us provide some external revenue for the NFT holders. So this is a really cool idea that we are, wanting to spread awareness and calling it for the community support with these NFTs. So in 5 days, you'll be able to go onto Sidekick's platform. If you ever heard of Kickstarter, it's similar to that, but like a crypto version. Yep. So you go on there, you'll be able to buy an NFT for 100 BUSD.
Okay, $100. Okay.
Yeah, people can buy as many NFTs as they like. What's really cool, as soon as you buy it, it's going to be available on OpenSea. So you do have some value where you can trade it with other people as well. And this NFT is going to have some really unique perks, man, for the burnswap once it launches. The first one being extra stake boost. So per NFT, this is going to be a one-time deal per NFT, but you can add an extra 182.5% APR on your stake. That equates to about 0.5% a day. So if you get in early, you get that 3% a day. You get an extra 0.5% when you utilize your NFT. Now this is a one-time deal, so when you do that, you're going to be giving up ownership of the NFT, and we're going to be burning it and taking it out of supply. All right, so you can only do that once per NFT. All right. Gotcha. Now you have the option to do that, or you can hold it. All right. You can hold it, and the people who are holding their NFTs are going to get a revenue sharing with our external revenue. So we are looking to raise, there is a limited collection of 1,000 NFTs for 100 each. If we sell out and we hit our goal, it's going to be $100,000. What we're going to do is take half of that, and we're going to be investing in popular projects like EMP Money. Another one that's popular is Taylor Capital. And the people who are holding these NFTs, the yield that we get from investing in these other revenue streams, we're going to be sharing with the NFT holders. So that's really cool as well. And then I mentioned that people maybe they say, I think I can get maybe more bang for my buck with the 0.5% staking, and they'll stake, and so the shareholders will decrease. So as more people are staking, burning their NFTs, then that share pool becomes larger for the people who are in it. So that's really cool as well. We're going to be giving out a free T-shirt, and we also have an incentive for the public pre-sale. So if you have an NFT, you'll get an extra 5% bonus in tokens on the amount of tokens that you purchase in the public pre-sale. So that's per NFT, so if you got, 5 or 10 of these things, you're getting an extra 5% each for the tokens you sell in the public pre-sale. So we wanted to add a ton of value to this NFT to really kind of engage people, intrigue them to maybe purchase the NFT, but also give them a lot of incentives for doing so once the project goes open. So, we're calling for the community support to help us bring this project to life. And, for doing so, people get some really cool perks.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. Yeah, I've used the platforms you're using because my buddy Drip Coach, he did his health and fitness thing through there. Slick system, easy to use, and they just make it great for kind of startups like you guys are working on. So that's fantastic. Super clean, $100 a piece. That's easy. I think a lot of folks will be able to afford afford one and get in. Now, are the NFTs that you're launching in 5 days, are those like limited edition ones, and then later you'll do traditional NFTs, or how? What's the difference? You got two different NFTs, right?
So it's just one NFT
Okay.
for the project, at the moment, which is this limited edition.
Okay.
So it'll have the perks that we mentioned here. You're actually looking at the NFT, this picture with our Burns mascot here. This is what the NFT will look like. So this is going to have this particular use case, but I mentioned, myself and Eric, man, we have a lot of ideas. So if this thing goes well, this seed round goes well, it's going to open up a lot of possibilities that we could do with more collections in the future. We have ideas. Eric is a investor. I'm an entrepreneur. So bringing real world businesses together that we can crowdfund and come up with these business ideas and use these NFTs as a way to share in the revenue from these businesses is something that we feel like is going to be a game changer. So we're excited not only for this seed round to help raise capital for the project, but just kind of like a proof of concept to show like what's possible with these NFTs. So we're very excited for that.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so this seed round will be the the first round of NFTs that you do, but you're just saying it's got so much utility and such strong tokenomics that it dwarfs the value of most other traditional NFTs out there.
Correct. Yep.
Nice. Did you guys? Did you say that you guys kind of developed a partnership with Sidekick Finance, and it'll kind of benefit you in the long term if you guys are coming out with more NFTs?
Yeah, for sure. So as I mentioned, when we reached out to him, I was looking at them as like a launch pad, it's like similar to like a pink sale, right? I didn't know it. I didn't know exactly what they were doing with the NFTs, but after talking to their team, it just really like kind of blew our mind. We were like, wow, this opens up a lot of other opportunities. So, it's really simple, easy. Any other project owners can, you can almost even go on there yourself and just create an ad campaign for it. If you want to take a look at the campaign that we do have, you can click Mint NFT beneath the button there. And it's pretty simple, easy to interact with. You come on the platform, you can create a campaign, fairly easy. And, we're looking to have more campaigns in the future.
Let me bring it up. Oh, hold on. Just to look at it, I got to set up the ledger. Hold on.
Oh, I think it does pop up the MetaMask.
Okay, let's see. Make sure I can get in there. There we go. Okay, so this one, let me share the screen again because I got it up. There we go. Okay, awesome. So we're in. So this is the site you'll land on when it's time. So 5 days from now, come in 100 BUSD. You just be able to approve the minting. It's pretty simple. Like I said, I did this with Coach's platform. Mm-hmm. So you just come down here, approve minting. It'll take you through the standard MetaMask or Rabby deal, and then it'll just plop that NFT in your wallet.
Exactly. And on this page, it goes over some of the perks that I mentioned, what you'll be getting by purchasing an NFT. It has, a little bit of background about, what we'll be doing, with the funds, just explaining the project in general, briefly. And, it has our social links towards the bottom so people can join the socials as well.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, it's nice that you guys are open and transparent about everything. I was going to ask you about this stuff. So, okay, perks. So you got your limited edition NFT image, token distribution, one NFT ticket redeemable for one.
That's for the T-shirt. So if you scroll up just a little bit, you see that little ticket that on the bottom right of that image.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your ticket. So you can redeem that ticket for a burnswap T-shirt.
So how does that work? Just curious. People got to go to a portal and like throw in their address, and you ship them the shirt.
Yes, something similar. This will collect like email addresses so we can kind of contact people.
Yeah.
We're actually going to maybe build out like a Shopify store to kind of
Cool.
simplify it.
Yeah.
Haven't completely come out with all the details yet, but we'll contact people, have them exchange their ticket. So that way we can ship out their their free merch. And that's just another that was something that we thought was cool, as a like a tangible product, because in crypto everything is like digital, right? So people who like the project, maybe want to rock a t-shirt, that opens up another avenue for us as well, like another revenue stream where we can come out with DeFi merch, and people who are supportive of their crypto communities and tokens can rock it out in the real world too.
Yeah, I like that for sure. And I think, I don't know, some people are like, wow, I don't think people in DeFi will want to give up their email address. I disagree. I think the standard person is fine giving up their generic email address to get information and correspond and all that. And if they're involved in a trusted project, they're down to jump on Shopify and pick a t-shirt that they want and then have it sent. So yeah.
And if they're not, man, they can always give me a fake one.
yeah, true. Very true.
So no harm, no foul there. I definitely get it. But that's just something that we wanted to, maybe add another extra personal touch.
Yeah, I like that for sure. No, that's cool. This is a cool platform, and I'll definitely, in 5 days when this goes live, I'll jump on and do a video of me purchasing one just to show everyone how it works. I did, for anybody who has been watching my channel, I did actually, I think, buy one live when Coach and I were doing the AMA for his Change 360 platform. But I'll do it live on screen too. Super simple. Approved minting, like I said, MetaMask will pop down and ask you if you want to confirm the transaction. You can put it through. But I'll buy a couple of these live here next week when this thing comes out.
That'd be awesome.
Let's see. So how soon? So this seed round, how soon is everything else going to go live? So
seed round starts on April the 10th.
Okay.
It's going to go early, at least early my time. We had like a slight hiccup when we published the campaign, so it's going to I think it's going to be live around 7 a.m. Eastern, New York time. So you might translate that to whatever time zone you're in. It'll be live. We have a pretty low soft cap. Once it hits 15,000. Then we'll be able to keep all the funds. If for whatever reason it doesn't hit that cap, then everybody will be refunded. From there, we're going to keep the campaign open for a couple weeks. We're going to make a hard push. Going to be spreading awareness. People like yourself, sharing it and just getting the word out there. And we'll see how fast it goes. Hopefully it goes quick. But we have it open for 2 weeks. Now, say for instance, let's just say we raised $50,000, right? We didn't quite hit our goal for the 100,000. The campaign ended. Those NFTs are still available to be bought. All right, so people still can come and buy the NFTs at a later point, even though the campaign is ended. And then depending on how fast the campaign goes, we also want to do a public pre-sale for the actual tokens. And that way, people who did buy the NFTs can get some of the perks from the public pre-sale. And shortly after that, we want to go ahead and launch the product. So, if everything goes smoothly, everything goes according to plan, we're looking to launch this thing by the end of April. Maybe the first week in May. But we have a pretty tight timeline here. This is something we've had in development for a little while. So, development's almost complete. We're testing things out, need some help from the community, and then we'll go ahead and launch it for everybody.
Okay. So I got a question here. So let's say I got $1,000 to spend. Is it what will benefit me the most? Will it benefit me the most to buy 10 of the NFTs, or should I hold some cash back to buy the token on the pre-sale? What's the best way to do it? That's
a good question, man. And I guess it depends on how you want to play it. What I would do personally is I would buy a few NFTs. I don't know what your budget is. You said $1,000.
Yeah, so say I got 1,000 to throw at it. Yeah.
Let's say they are 100 each. And, you wanted to buy maybe three to five of them, right? So you spent $300 to $500 on these NFTs. What's really cool is I mentioned per NFT. So if you bought 3 of them, you get an additional 5% per NFT on the public presale. So you're going to get a 15% bonus on your remaining $700 in the public presale. So that's pretty cool. So I would maybe grab a few, because you might say with the 3, the first one you want to burn it, add an additional yield to your stake, right? The second one you want to hold it, and be able to get the revenue sharing from the community. And then maybe the third one, especially if these things sell out, they can have some extra value. So maybe you bought it for $100, and now the floor price of these things are $200. Now you can flip it and make an extra $100. So like I said, man, these NFTs are really cool, what you can do with them. And if I was getting in, I would get a handful of the NFTs and save some for the public presale, so you can get both benefits of the project.
Okay. Yeah, good non-financial advice, just so everyone knows. It's an educational.
Got to mention that, right?
None of this is financial advice. Everything DeFi should be risk capital, and I would say everything in any investment should be risk capital. You can lose on a real estate deal, you can lose on stocks, you can lose on crypto. You can also make a lot of money. So anyway, educational video today, educational stream. But I think that's how I will play it. Then I'll buy some NFTs outright, and then I'll save some for the pre-sale, because I'm interested. I think the growth of the platform, the tokenomics, are solid. So this thing could really do something that's helpful. I had a question come in from Crypto Watcher, and I think she missed the first few minutes. So can you tell me again what the supply of the Burns tokens is? I think max is $1 trillion. What does it start out with? 200?
Yeah, that's I'm glad we were able to touch on it, because it was a point that I didn't really get to add in there. So again, so it's going to be a max supply of 1 trillion tokens with the initial supply of 300 billion. All right. So we're going to be burning the tokens. So there is going to be a mint function once the rewards pool is depleted. So all the rewards have to be paid out. I mentioned earlier that 50% of the 300 billion supply is going to be sent and locked away in the rewards pool. And so as investors burn their tokens to be able to access these rewards, that rewards pool will deplete in the amount of tokens that we're able to pay. Once that happens, we have a mint function that's going to mint out the rewards to pay out the stakers. All right. And it'll mint all the way up to that max trillion supply.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so, another cool thing, we talked about earlier, we talked about the project having a lot of utility. Obviously I can't predict, how the token will be. Maybe the community doesn't like it. Maybe people aren't staking. So if people aren't staking, then we're not minting tokens, right?
Yeah.
It only mint as people stake. And so, that's something that we felt would help with the deflationary aspect, because we're burning the tokens, taking them out of supply to encourage people to stake. And vice versa. If less people are staking, then nothing's moving. So,
gotcha. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Geo says, "Don't buy them all, Scott." I'll try not to. I'm gonna buy a few though. I'm thinking right now in the back of my head, I'm thinking probably like 4. Keep a couple for governance. Yeah, I get an extra percentage out for my stake and all that. So I think that'll be solid. But it's exciting. I'll try not to buy them all. Another question from Geo though is, do we get the 5% when we have NFT and buy the burn token after pre-sale?
Yeah, so it'll be like somewhat of like a snapshot. So if you buy it and you want to get that extra 5% on the the public presale, and you want to hold it to the completion of the public presale, we'll be able to pull the wallets, verify from those wallets who are NFT holders, and then be able to airdrop them the tokens, their bonus. So we're still deciding. It'll probably be like a bonus credit that you'll be able to, you have to stake to get that extra bonus, just to prevent anybody like dumping on the project once it launches. So
Gotcha.
we'll be smart about that and how we divvy up those bonuses.
Love it. I want to hit, but we'll have anybody in the chat. If you guys have some additional questions, drop them in there. While we're doing that, I want to try to bring this up. So you guys are doing, I mentioned this in the beginning, you guys are doing a giveaway of 1,000 drip, which is awesome. And as you know, a lot of my community came from the drip community, so they're in a lot of the other projects that I'm in, but also in drip. And so a boost in drip is always helpful to the faucet. I want to bring up this Gleam competition that you've got, but my VPN won't allow it, and I'm afraid if I flip the VPN off,
something might happen to the stream.
It may kill the stream, yeah. So I'm hesitant to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring your post up instead, and then what I'll do is let me drop this link in the chat. We've got the giveaway, and let me see if I can pull this down and then put this up real quick.
And I'm reading Gio's question again. He's asking if we get the burn token after the pre-sale. So yes, it'll be, like I mentioned, it'll be like a snapshot so we can see who's holding the token and the NFT, and then provide that. It'll be after the pre-sale.
Awesome. Let me figure out how this is gonna work.
Yeah, man, we're giving away some free drip.
I like it. I'm all about the free contests and stuff. It's always good.
It's been a great way. Last week we gave away some BUSD, so that was good. We started getting some traction, and then idea went off in my head. I was like, hey, I got a bunch of drip. I got a bunch of drip. I know a lot of people who love drip. So I said, why don't we give away some drip and, kind of spread awareness that way as well. I'm a big fan of the drip community. I started a small channel, Hustling Crypto, as well, talking a lot about drip, back in the early days before I got into the development side. So very big fan of drip. burnswap, also offers a utility to drip as well. People who want to swap their drip tokens on our burnswap can burn drip as well, making drip a little bit more deflationary. So I know that's a big thing in the drip community, is how we can come together as a community and help impact the price of it positively. So we're taking a look here at the burnswap 1,000 drip giveaway. So we have our cool logos here. I had this drip logo, man, for a while now, back when I was creating a lot of content around drip, but never got a chance to use it. So I'm excited. Got this cool guy. I call him Drippy Leaks. You got the drip chain. He got the Chuck Taylors. He's looking pretty fly. So
yeah, for sure.
All you have to do is come here. I encourage you guys to join our Telegram. You'll see it posted in the Telegram, and you just click on the Gleam link. You do a few simple things like follow our Twitter, follow our Telegram, retweet, provide your BSC address. I do want to mention, make sure that you guys have a BSC address that is attached to the faucet, because I'm gonna be airdropping it straight to the faucet. All right, so we're gonna be doing this in a good way for drip. I don't want to just airdrop people tokens and they dump the tokens
and get dumped. For sure.
So we're gonna be airdropping to the faucet. Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'll make sure that I sign up, because I do have a maxed wallet. I gotta make sure I don't sign up with that maxed wallet. For sure. So use an address that you're already in the faucet for. It'll go directly into your faucet, and 1,000 extra drip will speed up your speed you up quite a bit. So
that's one thing I should mention. So we are giving away 1,000 drip tokens to the community. However, it's going to be 5 random winners. They're going to get 200 drip each. All right.
Nice.
So 5 random people will get 200 drip each. It is going to be completely random, but the way that you increase your chances is by having more entries. So you can share this with friends and get more entries, which will increase your chances. And stay tuned throughout the week. I'll be adding some extra entries that you'll be able to do, some extra tasks you'll be able to do, get extra entries. Maybe one like go watch this video that we're doing here to get an extra entry. Things like that. So stay tuned for that. Yeah,
do that one for sure. I'm all about the extra.
Yeah, man. Let's help each other. Let's help each other grow.
Definitely. No, I like it. So I will. After this is all over, I know I've already shared this post in my Telegram, but I'll share it again with some of the additional details so people could jump in there. And then I'll see if I can get some content. I'll flip off my VPN and get in there of actually signing up and everything. But that's awesome, man. I think that's helpful. Anytime I poll people, anytime I do like a giveaway in my Telegram or on my YouTube, anytime I poll people and say, hey, do you want one big winner or multiple smaller winners? They always pick multiple smaller winners.
Yeah.
So that's good that everyone's going to get 200 and feel like they got a better shot at winning, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly why I wanted to do it. Just a heads up again, the contest is live. I think you have 5 more days. It's going to end on Sunday, April the 9th.
Okay.
And then we'll announce the winners in the Telegram on Monday. So that's April 10th. So we'll actually be launching. Monday is going to be a busy day. I got an AMA scheduled. We're going to be launching the C round, and we'll also be announcing the winners for the drip giveaway. So Monday is going to be a big day for us.
That's awesome. Yeah, make sure that if you've got stuff like that lined up, like you've got an AMA, just shoot me a DM. I'm happy to share that with my Telegram group and try to get some additional support, because cool projects you got going. Like I said, I'm very big on supporting trusted devs and trusted teams, because if we can make this a lot better, I mean, now it's nice. As time has gone on, I've developed relationship with guys like you and some of these other project owners. And so when they come out with something new or they got a new idea, I'm happy to quickly cover it or jump into their new project or whatever, because I already know the relationship's there and I'm not going to get burnt. And I feel way better sharing that information with my community, because as you know, some of the projects, they're rolled the dice, they look good or they got a good audit, but you're still kind of wondering. But if you've got a couple projects under your belt where you've worked with a dev or a team, it just makes you feel a lot more confident. So I'm happy to share all your information and all your live streams and everything that you're doing to promote the project as well.
Man, love that, man. We appreciate all the support for sure. And anything in life, I think is about relationships, right? So, as we develop these relationships, with you and with the community, we develop a level of trust there, and, that's something that we could build on. So, that's why we're excited to release this project. It is our second project, so we've gained some experience. One thing, just kind of sparking up the conversations with this project is I didn't realize, but we actually have some great credibility in the space because we never rugged on our previous project, and so we want to take advantage of that, use that to our advantage to let people know that it's a project they can be confident in investing in, and going from there.
Yeah, love it. What's I didn't catch this, and I wonder how this works, but what's the minimum to invest? Obviously the NFTs are 100, but once it gets to that point, is there a minimum investment to stake or anything?
No, we haven't placed a minimum investment on the staking. Obviously you might want to do something that is going to make sense for you, so you have to kind of
gas wise and everything.
You got to think about these things, and how long you're staking, and you're getting a 5% fee, right? So when you get into this, it's like, okay, like maybe you want to be as least risk as possible, right? You maybe only want to do a 7-day stake, but it's going to be a 5% entry, it's going to be a 5% exit. So you have to think about, all right, if I stake for this long, then I might not be profitable. So you got to decide, how much your capital you're going to be staking, how long you want to stake, what fixed APR you're going to be getting, so that way you can make a better educated decision for yourself on that. One thing we didn't touch on, and I think is also important, is we do have like a referral or affiliate program. So anybody that stakes using your link, we get a 3% bonus on whatever is staked. So it's a little catchy. So I mentioned there is a 5% fee. So you get 3% of whatever they get after that 5% fee. We're going to allow people to claim it right away. It's going to be another 5% fee to claim it. And then you're free to do whatever you want with that token. You can sell it or you can stake it, earn some more yield. And those referrals are going to be paid from the staking pool, again, which is depleting the supply of the token. So that's, for people like yourself who, do have channels and people that you network with, you can benefit a little bit and make some extra yield through the referral program.
Yeah, for sure. That helps. And I know there's a few people that watch my channel that are team builders too. And so it's always helpful to get out there. But And some people don't like referral programs, and some people do. But the truth is, it's marketing. So if what you want is, if you're in a project that you like, more people in that project, because that adds extra liquidity and gives the project a lot more runway and a lot more options to thrive. So I think referral programs are great, and 3% is awesome. So
and even outside of crypto, it's hard to name a company that doesn't have some type of affiliate program now, whether it's social media, TikTok, Facebook. Everybody wants you to click on their link.
Ledger. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. There's always some sort of affiliate program to help people pump it. And when you trust in the project or the product or whatever it is that you're promoting, then you can feel totally good about it. You know what I mean? It's an ethical move. So yeah, I'm happy to pump your project for sure. It's awesome. We don't have to end it here, but I should say, in a couple weeks, once everything's launched and moving, we should try to do another AMA if you're available, and then we could talk about the progress and show some of the staking and stuff live on screen. So I know you said probably end of the month is roughly where we're going to be. So maybe we'll target something like that.
Yeah, for sure. And everybody listening, be sure to stay engaged to the announcements and the Telegram. So we'll be rolling those out with more hard dates as we get closer to that time. Hopefully everything goes well, and we'd love to come back on the channel, man, and have a progress update, look back on how far we've come, and keep moving forward in the future.
Yeah, man, I like that. Like I said, I like trusted teams. I like building relationships with people who actually care and want to see other people make money and thrive. And so hopefully this is the start of a long, fruitful relationship. But I appreciate it. Anything else you want to cover? I feel like we did a pretty good job, I think, of covering what the stage you're at and what the roadmap is. Anything else you feel like we didn't touch on or I didn't think to ask?
Let me see here. I know Eric is watching. I don't know if he messaged me. He messaged me and said, "Hey, talk about this."
Yeah.
Nah, he's been letting me run, but I think we covered everything, man. I just in closing again, follow our channels. Be sure to join that Glean contest. We're looking to spread the awareness, share with your friends, help us spread the word. Let's create a solid project, a community project that everybody can win.
Yeah, for sure. The Crypto Watcher says, yes, do another AMA, but don't touch it. Yeah, he saw we were doing one. He's like,
burnswap, they're giving away drip. Oh man, no.
We're scheduling an AMA. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that'll be good, man. So let's get it on the calendar for whatever day seems like it's good. Maybe right after launch or right before, so we can hype it up again. But like I said, I'll be filming some content here as soon as those NFTs go live. So just getting in and purchasing them and getting all that started, because I think you built a solid platform here that I think people could trust, make some decent money, and that's what we're all here for.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, Scott, man. I appreciate you having me. It was cool to get on here live and talk with you some more, outside the chat. So we'll look forward to doing it again, man. I appreciate the support.
Definitely, man. It's my pleasure. And here's what I'll do. I'll make sure that in my Telegram and everything, and on the video, I think there's some links, but I'll go back and I'll add the Gleam link. So I'll get the link to the project. Obviously, we're going to be able to go buy the NFTs, the main website, and then also to the competition or whatever. Like you said, that competition ends in 4 days or so.
About 5 days, yeah.
About 5 days, okay. So right before the NFTs launch, obviously, right? So now is your opportunity to get in there and get signed up and run through those things, like some videos, follow the pages, and get your entries into winning. Each person can win 200 drips, so that's awesome. So cool, man. I will add all that stuff after, and I'll keep sharing this info on the Telegram. And like I said, feel free if you want to put one of those entries on there to come watch this video. Yeah. That's always helpful. I'm all about it. So
I'll add that in for sure, man. Perfect.
Awesome, man. Sounds good. Well, that's it for today. We'll wrap it up. But like I said, let's plan to do another one so we can get the update on the progress. And it's been a pleasure speaking to you, my man. It's been fun growing this relationship.
All right, Scott, man. Take care, bro. Have a great day.
Sounds good, man. All right. See you guys.
Peace.